Hey guys, it's Danny. Alrighty, today, well, we're gonna do some changes in the greenhouse. I don't know you guys, ever since I optimized the space for the Vandas and everything fits so nicely in there and is doing so well, I kind of feel the urge to optimize other spaces in my greenhouse as well. And one family of orchids in particular in my greenhouse doesn't seem to find its place, and these are the Catasetums, which currently are somewhere on the floor. If you might remember, I already managed to destroy a flower spike. I put my Catasetum there to receive light, and what do you know? It's next to the window, and one night there was this really huge wind and I destroyed the flower spike. It's okay, we have another one, but still, there's no place in this greenhouse because they're just so huge. I don't have space for them there, or I can put highlight orchids, but not very big orchids. I also can put them there, and that's where I had them, but I'm not entirely happy with them there because it's not highlight. So there was never any place in my greenhouse for the Catasetums. What I want for them is not intense Cattleya necessarily, but kind of like Oncidium light. Since this shelf right here is out of the question because they're just so top heavy when they're mature, and I don't want to risk it ever again. I have a window there, I depend on that window, and it will always be drafty in that area, so no, I don't want to risk it there. I thought, well, don't I have some soccer stands from IKEA just standing in my greenhouse because I'm not using them there anymore? Well, yeah, I kind of do. And here they are. It's kind of hard to film, but the stand is right here. Now this is one of them that was kind of retired. I kind of always wanted to do something with it, and I placed it here. This is right in front of my western slash southern, not really, more western window. It receives the bright light from the southern window as well, but also in the evening there's quite a lot of direct sunshine in this area. And I thought, well, you know what? This is a space that I never thought I could use of the greenhouse, because as you can see, it extends inwards of the greenhouse. It's not next to the windows. And I have another one there. I kind of arranged this one for the Phalaenopsis and they're doing really well, but that corner is not as bright as the other one. And you can also see a Hoya there, but she's not gonna stay there. Anyway, so these arrangements with the soccer stands are kind of symmetrical in my greenhouse. And if you look at them from afar, which we will not do today because it's very messy, but I promise soon. If we look at them from afar, it looks like there are two gates in my greenhouse with a little entrance, which is not little anyway, to another, let's say, room in my greenhouse, which is that room with all of these orchids here. And I kind of really like the idea. Up until now I had some Hoyas here, but then again, I would rather give good space to orchids. I found another place for the Hoyas, which is not in the greenhouse actually. It's in my staircase, and it brings joy to my staircase actually, so we're okay. I also had Phalaenopsis in this area, but it's too bright. Why would I give up such a bright location for very low light plants? It's pretty much a shame. Okay, what other kind of highlight orchids do I have that I don't find place for? Yes, Catasetums. And you know what? Because they are sitting in these rings, they will not tilt over whenever they grow, whenever they become top heavy. So that's what I want to do today, move the Catasetums right here. I need to play around with the rings, maybe remove some rings. I don't know, let's see how it ends. It's my project for today and I wanted to take you along because my back is a lot better, not completely healed, but a lot better. So I can start working like a horse again. So here you can see the problem with the Catasetums. No matter what you do, how straight you manage to get them, at some point they will become just so heavy, and their, I was about to say wingspan, leaf span is so incredibly wide that it's just so hard to find a good place for them if you don't have a lot of space at your disposal, and not even I have that much space. When these guys lose their leaves, everything is cool, but when they're like this, no. And furthermore, they do create flower spikes. Yay, but the flower spikes are pendant, oh no, and they're quite heavy as well because most Catasetums, if not all of them, produce quite a lot of blooms, and they're not tiny, they're medium-sized. So that will add to the total weight. And in the end, you can end up with a pretty much a leaning orchid that is very top heavy, and no matter how much you secure the pot, because it is wide as well, if the wind is strong enough, it will tip over that plant no matter how heavy it is. Either the cane will break, either the plant will completely fall over. Therefore, there must be a better way, and I think I found one. I want to try and grow them in this IKEA stand because no matter what, this is pretty much iron, so it's very, very heavy. The pot will be supported not at the bottom, but somewhere on the, let's say, middle to top part of the pot. So whatever happens, it will not be able to tip over. Either the whole stand falls, and it will not fall because I will secure it to the couch, either the orchid breaks. And you know what? Chances of the orchid breaking are very, very slim. So let's see how the Catasetums might look like in the IKEA stand. Now the pot itself fits very, very well, and I have no doubt that my 6 or 7 Catasetums will fit in the entirety of the IKEA stand. Problem is, I need to move around all of these rings to accommodate for the orchid. So this is, let's say, the place where I want to keep the Wine Delight. As you can see, this cane does not want to go to the other side, and the canes of the Catasetums are not flexible. Do not even try to bend them. So for each and every one of my Catasetums, I will have to make a few arrangements when it comes to the rings. Now that I got my orchid to the other side, I can actually lift this a little bit more. Considering that these orchids will soon go into dormancy, I highly doubt I'm gonna flush them. I just flushed them, by the way. The slow release fertilizer is pretty much depleted at this point, so yeah, I don't really care if they're not so easy to access, so I'm not gonna bother much. I just wanna finish this kind of fast. But next year, I will keep in mind that I do wanna move the Catasetums and maybe flush them from time to time, if that will be necessary, so I'm just gonna go maybe 1 or 2 centimeters lower with my ring, but I think this is fine. And I'm loving this. Okay, it's not a huge deal, but oh my goodness. It has been so stressful for me to find a place for the Catasetums. Let's take a look from the front. Alrighty, this does not look bad. Now, luckily, this is one of my biggest Catasetums, is the Wine Delight with the longest cane so far in its whole existence and 2 flower spikes at the same time. This guy was a success, unlike others, but he's the biggest one, so I think with the other ones I won't have so many issues, but I really like what's happening here. Alrighty, so I'm gonna do the same with my other Catasetums and pretty much come back when everything is said and done, just to show you how the whole picture looks like. And there we have it, at least for now. I kind of need to speed up a little bit because it's gonna get very loud very soon. So let's wrap it up. I know that on camera it seemed like it was 1 minute or less, but it was a little bit more than that. I needed to arrange a little bit the rings. I needed to find some pots because some of these Catasetums didn't have the decorative containers anymore. And good thing is, on the IKEA stand, I can definitely use multiple colored decorative pots. I have such an issue with white pots. But whatever is white can go together with other colors as well. Whatever is brown cannot. So maybe I can incorporate some more color in my collection depending on the position of the orchid, right? And I did see at a flower shop some really nice decorative containers that are a sort of autumnish color, a very warm color. And guess what? They were 50% off. I might go and get them today. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe some orchids will have some colored decorative pots, but there we go. And I do believe that this jungle looks kind of nice in its own way. The aesthetics right now, honestly, are a little less important. I simply needed to do something with these orchids. I couldn't just keep them wherever in my greenhouse. Nevertheless, they did manage to do quite okay. This is the Millennium Magic. You might remember that the flower spike broke because it fell. But I do have another flower spike just starting to form right there, so yay. Fingers crossed it's not gonna be mutated. Other than that, I didn't really see any other flower spikes emerging, but the other black Catasetum that I have, the Fred Clarkiara, he's doing great as well. He grew quite a lot. He was a little baby, so we'll see if he wants to bloom this year. I suspect the Jumbo Puff will bloom as well. Where are you? There you go. Because he is quite big. Other than that, this guy, not entirely sure. This is the Pileatum cross. This guy, not sure what he's gonna do. He is producing a keiki right now, and soon enough we're gonna remove it, we're gonna film it. And yeah, this is very, very new. I just purchased it this year. And some of you have commented that something's wrong with my orchids because they're losing leaves. No, these are deciduous orchids. They're supposed to lose leaves. And at some point, all that will be left are these canes that don't look really well. But hey, at least they don't take up space. So there we go. I finally managed to do something with the Catasetums, and really honestly, all I want for them right now is to just go into the dormancy, I want to repot them. I want to put them in semi-hydro, and of course we'll make some trays for this IKEA stand like we did before. But I just want to repot them and make them more secure, more stable, because oh my, some of them have grown at such weird angles. Look at these guys. Catasetums are so interesting and so full of personality, if you will, but sometimes, oh my goodness, they just stress me so much with how they grow, how heavy they get, how unsightly they can be. And I'm looking at you, Jumbo Puff, but anyway, I do love them a lot, and I'm pretty happy I found a place for them. I think I have a little bit more space for a few more, but I think I have enough for now. I think with Catasetums, I'm okay. So alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have suggestions or ideas on how to keep Catasetums better so they don't take up so much space, then do share it with all of us down below in the description, because yeah, I feel they're a sort of problematic orchid for some people, including myself, and all ideas are welcome. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe to my channel for regular orchids and plants videos. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that said, I'll see you all next time. Bye! So let me tell you what happened to my back, because I got a comment and I thought, oh, that's a paradox. So one night before I had issues, we went to an event with one of our friends. And for 4 hours straight, I had to sit in one of those stool types of chairs, which are seriously not comfortable for me as well, and for my spine, absolutely not comfortable and pretty damaging to not have a backrest. But anyway, next morning I wake up with some sort of soreness in my muscles, but that was all. A little bit of stiffness and a little bit of soreness. I really didn't care much about it. And in that morning I did a movement that I do all the time with my back. Let's call it part of an exercise. I do it, and what do you know? This huge cramp just takes over half of my back, the right half, which was actually the side I was turning to the previous night, so where the muscles were more tense. So the cramp was so huge that I simply could not sit on my feet anymore. And ever since then, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And for one night, I could not sleep. There was no position for me to sleep. I couldn't sit laying down. I couldn't really sit raised up. It was horrible. And then it kind of got a little better. I always put a pillow under my back, and I kind of managed to get some rest. Anyway, today is the 4th day, and I feel okay. I still take some medicine, but I'm not in such great pain anymore. That's what happened. I stressed a muscle to its breaking point, and it declared war on me. And oh my goodness, I'm never gonna do that again. If I ever feel any soreness in my muscles, I'll just take it easy. No more bending exercises for me.